My name is Sean Clark, and I've been collecting pretty much my entire life. I really started collecting hardcore probably in high school. Growing up, I definitely read Fangoria magazine. I think the first issue I ever bought, I want to say it was probably like issue 4, and that was when it was new.
Let me introduce you to my personal library of Fangoria, the leader in horror entertainment.
That was, to me, that was the greatest thing. When I would get Fango in the mail, I'd immediately tear open to the Terror teletype and oh my God, what new movies is coming out? Kids, can you imagine this? Not being able to just and see everything, having to wait till a magazine showed up and then read about it. I vividly remember having the infamous issue number 9, the Motel Hell cover. I remember taking it to school and the teacher seeing it and confiscating it and not giving it back. I was bitter for years, especially as the value of that one magazine skyrocketed. Fortunately, later down the road, I was able to purchase another one for the collection. Got to complete the collection. It was right after high school. I just graduated, and I was working at Spencer's Gifts, and there was a guy working there named Pat Shalastra, still a friend of mine to this day. He was a fellow horror fan, and he said to me, hey, do you want to go to the Fangoria convention? And I'm like, what's a Fangoria convention?
I came to see Elvira.
That was my first convention experience. It was just magical because all the stuff that was there, you couldn't get anywhere else.
Making of Godzilla 1985, $19 item from Japan. Secreted over here from Japan. Do you have any bids?
There was no eBay, there was no internet. You couldn't find this stuff in a store. I mean, my collecting just got nuts at that point. I was buying everything I could, And then autograph collecting. I became obsessed with getting everything signed by all my favorite actors. I want my poster signed, I want my record signed, That became our thing. Every year I had a core group of friends. We would all rent like one hotel room. We all jam in it, party all weekend, and it was a blast. We had so much fun. We did our first out-of-the-state convention in 1993 or 4. We did the Zombie Jamboree in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
I'm the zombie that gets the tire iron in the head, and I'm also the one who got set on fire with Molotov cocktails.
There's a million weak spots up here.
How long did you practice that line?
You still practicing?
The hotel was across the street from the mall from Dawn of the Dead. I was just like, holy we're gonna go to the mall from Dawn of the Dead? Are you kidding me? It just started this whole obsession with me. And back then, what was so great was that mall looked exactly like it did, in the movie. You go there now, they've renovated the whole thing. You barely recognize it. It's hard to believe that here we are, God, almost 25 years later, that I'm now doing that as a business full-time, representing celebrities for conventions. That kind of all happened as an accident. So my first client, I was a journalist at the time. I had done the Halloween 25 convention. Me and 2 other people put that show on. So I knew kind of how it worked, but I wasn't thinking of being in that business. I was working at a mortgage company, believe it or not. That's what I did full time. I was a loan officer. Everybody knew I was a horror nerd. Everybody knew I was into it because, like I said, it was my life. I was talking to this guy on the phone, we're, at another mortgage company, and he said, yeah, you're a big horror guy, right? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, the guy that played Michael Myers works here. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, no, the guy that played Michael Myers in Halloween works here. And I go, okay, what's his name? Like thinking this guy, I don't know what he's talking about. He said, Tony Moran. I'm like, are you kidding me? Because we were looking for him for the 25th, we couldn't find him. I just wanted to meet the dude. I needed that autograph on my poster. So I said, hey, would you be willing to do an interview? He agreed, so I went up there and I interviewed him. Tony Moran found. I had literally just done the Halloween 25 Years of Terror documentary, and we had done the 25 convention. I had everybody's phone number from every Halloween movie. So I just started calling them up. Hey, you wanna do this, wanna do this, wanna do this? I built my entire roster on Halloween stars. I was the Halloween guy for like the first couple of years. I didn't care about making money from the celebrities. I cared about getting to go to these conventions for free. So nowadays my roster is, 300 plus clients, and I'm working with people like Norman Reedus and Jeffrey Dean Morgan from The Walking Dead, and a bunch of Walking Dead actors. Nick Castle, the original Michael Myers. It started off just horror, but it branched out into everything. The thing in my collection that I think gets the biggest reaction is the Poltergeist clown, because that clown terrified so many people. Elizabeth Banks, she brought up the clown from Poltergeist as being one of the most terrifying things, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, by the way, I own it. And she's like, what? I said, I own the clown from Poltergeist. She goes, it's in your house? I go, yeah, it's at my house right now. You're sick. That's what she said to me. Around when eBay first started, not everybody knew how to use it to its full extent, and list things properly. Poltergeist, clown, doll, prop, screen used, those, things that should have been in the description, But this just said Poltergeist clown. That was it. And my friend Darren found it. He's like, calls me up, dude, you're not gonna believe what's on eBay right now. I look, there it is. Holy that's the one. That's it, there it is. Had that guy held on to it a little bit and listed it properly, I've been offered insane money for that thing. Word is there were 4 dolls made for the film. 2 happy face ones and 1 evil face. The third head, transition head, which was going from smiley to evil, they never used on screen. That head actually went into an auction recently, about 2 years ago, and they contacted me to verify what it was because they knew I had this. And when I actually sent them the article that showed a picture of it, and it said in the article, middle head unused on screen. I probably should have went for it. I kind of regret not going for it now. Something about being a horror fan and being a collector is you want to embrace the things that terrified you. You want to, something like the Zuni fetish doll from Trilogy of Terror, which is hands down the thing that terrified me more than anything as a child. I now have one sitting on my desk above my computer. It's like facing your fears, you know what I mean? Thanks for watching Collection Complete. That's a wrap.